Hello, welcome to this video. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good life. I hope you had an amazing 4 seconds before you clicked on this video. So I've gotten a lot of requests to do beginner tips, and I mean like a lot. So here I've taken Ollie. I'm gonna butcher her first name, so I'm not gonna try and pronounce it. I apologize. Ollie, if you're watching this, hey, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. Your outfit design is very cool. You have some very cool colors, red, white, and black, gang for life. That may or may not be one of the reasons why I decided to VOD review. I was gonna do somebody else, but I was like, I've already done 2 of the same color design people in a row. I might as well just make it 3, right? That was literally my reason. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, this is literally the reason why I chose her. But don't worry, guys. I hear your suggestions. I read almost all the comments, and I do my best to reply to as many as I can. I hear your suggestions, and they are on the way. Don't worry, okay? That being said, I do post on the community tab. So if you guys want to do suggestions and polls for who should be next and stuff like that, you know, you can comment that under the posts that are in the community tab. And it's nice that I have it because it makes communicating with you guys a lot easier. So for this video, I've decided to do something a little bit different. So I've already watched it, right? And I kind of wrote down timestamps to see what I want to say and where I can demonstrate it, right? If that makes sense. It's just a little bit easier for me to do this the night before so I can kind of differentiate what's a beginner tip and what's not a beginner tip, because I haven't really thought about what tips would be good for a beginner and what tips wouldn't, even though I've done like multiple of these already. It actually took me a little bit more thinking about what do I want to say and what do I not want to say. So it's not a first reaction. And I know that she gets a win with Astel later on in the VOD, but you know, I wanted this to be about her. I mean, it's about you guys, but you know, it's about her, right? But it's like about you guys. So I wanted her to be the focus of the video and not Astel, because I've already made a video about Astel. So Astel's video will be in the description down below. I'll probably do a ranked VOD on him again, so don't worry. That will probably come in the future. And so yeah, I think it goes through like 2 or 3 games, maybe not the 3rd game all the way, but I hope you enjoy this new format thing. I don't know what to call it, but it's a little bit different and I hope you enjoy it. Remember, I stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at noon Central Standard Time, and I hope I'll see y'all there because it's really fun hanging out with y'all. And yeah, I'll see you at the end. Bye. All right, welcome to the review part of the video, which is like the whole main part of the video, you know.
I've been addicted to this game. Now I know why my senpais keep playing. Sekarang ulit tahu kenapa mereka main terus.
As somebody who is addicted to this game, being addicted to it is not something to brag about. Trust me, all it does is hurt your mental health.
Seru, guys. This game is so fun, and I really like it.
It's fun.
I really eyes on the prize.
It's a fun game.
Play again.
Let's
just see how
not be
it
too
goes.
loud. Let me be too quiet.
Yada. Jangan. Diambil semua
Yeah,
dong.
okay, so generally speaking, when you land in Apex, you want to land in a spot that looks like it has enough loot for 3 people. I can tell you right now, this is about 1 loot for 1 person. This is about 1 loot for 1 person. This is about loot for 1 person. You know, in these areas, there are like 2 bins right here, and you want to generally avoid landing in a spot and having your teammates contest your loot, right? So I guess with these little pill boxes right here, I think a good general rule of thumb is that off drop 3 to 1 person is probably enough to get a gun, get a body armor, and then, you know, do your magic, right? Work your magic. That's the phrase.
Let's just see how it goes.
And so yeah, so then you end up like fighting over it with your team.
Diambil semua dong.
Is that Indonesian?
Lo jangan. Lo nanti.
Jump. There.
Bukan. Kenapa itu skillnya ke?
Are you okay?
I do not like. I'm so sorry. Gomenasai. Yes.
What are you apologizing for?
Let's go here and let's
Yeah, so this is a decent place
some weapons.
to land.
Yes, weapons is essential.
So the Volt is a very, very good gun. If you are new to the game, the Volt and the R301 are probably your 2 best friends. They're very new player friendly, right? They have relatively easy recoil patterns, and it's just you hold down your right trigger, left click, right, and it just shoots. Not really that much to it. So if you are new to this game, I definitely recommend picking up the Volt or the R301 or the Flatline. The Flatline's got crazy recoil, but overall I would say it's not that bad of a beginner gun. The Spitfire and the Spitfire. Spitfire also helps. Spitfire is also a decent beginner gun. So maybe not the Flatline, but put the Flatline away. Volt, Spitfire, R301. These are the guns that you're probably going to want to pick up that'll do pretty well in the end game.
How do you? Oh, right, you do that.
So
Defeated Ollie. You said.
she just slid,
How
right?
do you- oh, right.
And if you are new to the game, a technique that is almost always used is called a slide jump, right? And I'll throw it up here on the screen. A slide jump is essentially when you are at a running speed, you slide and then you jump immediately after your slide. So when you jump after your slide, you get a momentum boost and you kind of speed up a little bit, right? So your slide jump resets about every 2 seconds, and that is the fastest way to get around the map, is by slide jumping every 2 seconds. Of course, you don't have to do it every 2 seconds, but it does give you a little speed boost and can get you from point A to point B faster. Another thing to note, that in Apex Legends, you run faster with your gun put away than your gun out. You run faster not having it out than holding it. So the fastest way to move around the map is by putting your gun away, which is, I think, 3. Yeah, it's 3 by default on mouse and keyboard, and I think it's Y or triangle on controller, depending on your controller. So pretty much you almost never really want to have your gun out, just because you can move faster, unless you know you're about to fight somebody. So I would recommend always just keeping your gun away until you think you're about to, you know, throw hands with some dudes.
All right, you do that. Motivated Ollie. You said it. Very motivated.
Like this. You see, ideally you'd want to have your gun away and you can run faster. It'll become instinct eventually the more you guys play. But yeah, trust me, when I was new, I not do this. So it's understandable.
VIPs only. Cool. Whoa, what was that? What was that?
So that noise, that was a Loba ult. Loba is basically, she opens up a little shop, right? And then everything within a certain vicinity you can grab from her shop. So it just steals loot from the floor, or steals loot from this bin, right? So if that Loba wanted to pick up this light ammo, then she could just pick up the light ammo from the shop wherever she's placed it. You can only pick up 2 things, but you can pick up unlimited ammo.
I need that. I think I need this, yeah. Last time I played,
So she just picked up an ult accelerant.
Like level 10.
Ult accelerants basically recharge your ultimate ability, right? I think it's by like 20%, I think, unless you're Watson. If you're Watson, then ult accelerants recharge your ult just completely. Ultimate accelerants are really good at the beginning of the game, because if you can go into a fight with an ultimate ability and your teammate has none, then you are clearly at a huge disadvantage, right? So if you see one, pop the ultimate accelerant. No reason not to.
Because I've been playing this.
Sometimes I don't do it if I'm lazy.
For a chance to play it again. First, you need to calm down. Oh, yeah, I really should calm down. Okay, you need how to ochitsu. Way a bit. Without.
Ganking left and right. So unfortunately, you can't slide through water, which I think is super annoying. You can't keep your momentum. So if you slide through water, you don't really speed up. I think you slow down a little bit. Remember how I said there's a 2-second delay between when you can slide jump again? That means there's a 2-second delay between when you can slide with full momentum, right? And I'm pretty sure when you're in the water, you can never slide with full momentum, which is super annoying. I hate it. Take it out of the game. There's no reason. All right, so when you're getting... Maybe I should lower the volume a little bit. So when you're getting shot at, what you want to do is that you want to move in an unpredictable way, right? You want to dodge bullets as much as you can. By running in a straight line, this allows enemies to just kind of predict your path. So ideally, you want to be moving left and right as well. You want to make it harder for your enemy to figure out the path they're going to take. So say my mouse is the path that you're trying to travel. So it's just going a straight line like this. This means you're going to be very easy to track, right? But if you go zigzag, zigzag, right? From the enemy side, right? You're still going to be going kind of in a straight line in terms of your movement to them, but you're going to be getting larger and smaller and larger and smaller and larger and smaller and larger and smaller as you move left and right, left and right. Or you can even like stop moving, right? You can stop moving and then they're going to keep tracking you up this way. And then you move backwards a little bit and they're like, what's happening, right? And then you keep going forward. You know, there are all sorts of things you can do to avoid getting shot. So dodge bullets. So Wraith's Q is very good for getting out of sticky situations. So it basically allows her to not take any damage for a certain amount of time. Only problem is that, at least now in the current meta, it didn't used to be like this, but now it takes there's a charge up time, and the charge up time makes you very vulnerable for a while, right? So if this is old Wraith, all you'd have to do is hit your Q, and then you're boom, you're invincible, then you're fine, right? But now since there's a charge up time, you have to decide, okay, am I able to hit Wraith's Q right now? Am I able to stand there and be very vulnerable and basically not be able to move until I can get this ability off? Say she's running right here. This honestly probably wouldn't have been the worst Wraith Q. This probably would have been a good idea where you Q, right? And then you're invincible and then you can run up across all this open cover without getting shot. But you do got to keep in mind that if you do it, you're slowed. So we can see her when it happens. See? She uses it and she slows down a little bit. Sorry. but it's not that long. This is a good job though. Good job on her going to cover from Q.
Okay, let's not.
You definitely want to Q to cover. Sorry, when you say Q, it's like Wraith's phase. It's just what we call it in the Apex community. You Q to cover. You don't Q to a place that has no cover. So good job.
Use medkit.
All right, so just from her not un-ADSing when she moves over to the right, I can tell that she has her ADS keybind set to toggle, which means you press once to aim and then you press again to aim out. I definitely recommend for all beginners watching this that you immediately stop what you're doing, go to your Apex, right? I'm just kidding. So I recommend that you change that to hold. That way you hold down. When you hold down your right mouse button, you hold down your right mouse button, you hold down your right mouse, when you hold down your right mouse, when you hold down your right mouse button, you aim in, and when you let go, you aim out. This will definitely feel, I think, a lot more natural to most people. So Ollie, if you're watching this, I definitely recommend you try it, and if you don't like it, then you can go back. I've definitely played games where they sort of don't let you do this, right? They don't let you hold. It's like a forced toggle thing, and it's kind of annoying because sometimes I'll forget to press the right button again and un-ADS, right? And I'll stay toggled, zoomed in, right? When you're zoomed in, usually you can't move as fast and you're stuck and you just get all confused and everything goes crazy. And so I definitely recommend setting your keybind, your right mouse keybind to toggle. Since we're on the topic of keybinds, I thought I would mention auto sprint. If you are new to the game, trust me, turn on auto sprint. That's a free button that you're saving, right? By not pressing something to make yourself sprint, run, whatever, right? 1,000,000% recommend turning on auto sprint. It's a lifesaver. There's almost no reason to walk, right? Almost absolutely no reason to walk. If you need to go slow, then you can just crouch, right? There's no reason to not have auto sprint on. I'm just saying. If you don't like it, then you can just turn it back, I guess. But if you are new to the game, would definitely really recommend auto sprint. There are two things that I love in this world: fettuccine alfredo, MILFs, and auto sprint. Oh, Nick, that's 3 things. Well, congratulations, you learned how to count. What are you, a math major? Leave me alone. I know what I said, and I don't take it back.
Let's just go there.
All right, your homie down below. Oh, rip the homie. He deserved better, or they deserve better. My bad. All right, so what we're looking at right now. Oh, I hit a button that I didn't mean to hit. So what we're looking at right here is this is a Gibby dome. This is the very top of a Gibby dome. And what it is, it's literally a dome that's a shield, and it protects you from bullets and grenades and ultimate abilities. I think most of them, at least. I think. So just by looking at this, we can surmise that the Gibby dome is underneath because it's the very top of it. Yeah, by seeing this, we can figure out that the Gibby and your homie are down below. So what we just heard right now, besides her screaming, listen past her screaming really fast. So we hear these little sounds coming up from beneath, right? Gibraltar Gibby has his own unique animation for reviving. This is because in his dome, he has this passive ability that lets him revive 25% faster than any other legend. So since he has this special passive ability, he can revive faster, and he has his own specific animation for it. And his animation has a different noise than any other animation. So just by hearing this animation, we can kind of hear Gibby is down below reviving somebody. Well, we can hear a revive going on down below, but because of this special animation that we're hearing, we know that it's Gibraltar, which is a little bit more advanced. If you haven't played the game enough, then you're not going to know that. But audio cues are very important, just all around in this game. Footsteps, healing audio, all these sorts of things that can tell you what's happening, what the enemy's doing, and where it's happening. So remember to always be listening, always be listening. I didn't realize it was so tall. Nice. All right, really fast. So we can see when she's fighting this bloodhound, she's having kind of a tough time trying to track the bloodhound's movement. And I think it's because her sensitivity might be a little bit too high. So if you're watching this, I would recommend trying to like lower your sensitivity a little bit, just like in increments, slowly until you find something that you're really comfortable with. It looks like she's overshooting a little bit with where she's moving her mouse, which is a con of a high sensitivity, right? When you have high sensitivity, you usually tend to overshoot, right? When you have a low sensitivity, you tend to undershoot, right? So you got to find that middle ground that's really comfortable for you. Most really good players that I know play on a fairly low sensitivity. I play on 800 DPI. If you don't know the DPI of your mouse, you should check that. I play on about 800 DPI, and then my sensitivity in game is a 1.6. It used to be 1.5, but I moved it up. And I'm still having a little bit of trouble in terms of flicking towards people. out of pure muscle instinct, but when it comes to tracking, a lower sensitivity is probably going to be better and probably make it a little bit easier for you to follow people if you're using your whole arm rather than your wrist. Flicking is definitely easier with the high sensitivity. You know those Overwatch Widow flicks that you always see where she's just looking in a completely different direction, then you see bam, you know, that's flicking because they're not exactly following your enemy's movements. You're just moving your mouse and then hoping it lands on the enemy, which is pretty much mostly muscle memory. So a higher sensitivity is probably better for that if that's what you are going for. But if you are going for higher sensitivity, it's going to make it a little bit harder for you to track people's movements. The opposite is true with low sensitivity. Like if you change your sensitivity, you're going to be missing more. That's just like a fact, right? And so I don't want you to be discouraged by the fact that you're missing more. Okay, you just got to get used to it. Ollie, if you're watching this, I would recommend trying to lower your sensitivity, maybe like 0.2 ish. And then if you want to lower it even more, then you go, you know, another 0.2 and then another 0.2 once you become comfortable with each sensitivity, right? That's my recommendation. Obviously you don't have to take it. What do I know? I just study criminology, not really anything related to gaming. And yeah. And then rip in peace. Getting shot at by somebody else. So in Apex, when you're knocked down, you can't really do anything, right? You can't shoot when you're knocked down. So from this information, we know that she knocked a Gibby and then she knocked the Bloodhound. And so since they're knocked, they can't shoot. And so somebody's shooting at her and it's not her teammate, her teammate's dead. It's important to take note of what people can do and what people can't do. That way, once we, you know, figured out all this information, we're like, oh, okay, it's impossible for Gibby or Bloodhound to be shooting at it, right? So it'd have to be somebody else. And then rip. We go again though, we go again. Ain't no giver uppers here.
Thank you very much.
So Bloodhound is a very good character when you're first starting off learning the game. If you're new to the game, I would recommend you play Lifeline, Bloodhound, or Octane, just because I think those kits are very friendly to new players, you know. And if you're like really new to FPSs, I would definitely say these guys, maybe even Loba too. Loba's pretty new player friendly, but you know, if you're trying to play seriously and you're brand new, I would definitely avoid characters like Wraith and Gibraltar. Their kits are very more complicated than a lot of new players I think realize. And so once you're a little bit more comfortable with the game or whatever and just how it plays, then I would say, yeah, go for Wraith and Gibraltar. Wraith's probably one of the most fun characters to play in my opinion, although she did get some crazy hitbox nerfs, so I don't know how meta she's going to be anymore. Horizon takeover, baby, let's go. Obviously I'm not trying to like tell you what to do, it's just recommendations, right? Gibraltar and Wraith definitely have like intimidating kits, so but I think the easiest characters to get comfortable on are Bloodhound, Lifeline, Octane, maybe Loba, maybe Bangalore as well. A lot of people. Beam him, beam him. They ain't got nothing on you. Oh, right. Oh, that's toxic, buddy. That's toxic. All right, so here, only thing I really want to touch on here is that, so when you're landing with a lot of people, right, you want to stick with your team. I know I was saying earlier about splitting up and getting enough loot per person, right? The more split you are, the more likely you are going to land on a full team, because a full team will tend to land together, right? So you want to avoid a 1v3 situation about as much as you can. When you land with a lot of people, I would definitely try to ping a place for your team to drop, all three of you. That way you guys can work together in looting and killing everybody else. Because a lot of the times what happens is that 3 people land on another 3 people, right? And so you definitely want your entire team there to back you up in fighting that full other squad. So when dropping, I would definitely look around to help you and your team decide which building to land and which building not to land. So as we saw, a full team landed right here, right? So by looking around, you can kind of see the path that the enemy team is taking, right? And you see them land at this building, you know, maybe you don't want to go to that building if there's a lot of people there, right? So looking around is important. Always look around, always observe your surroundings and see where to go and where to not go. Oh no! No, you didn't have to do it. All right, another game, another dollar. Let's go.
Is that his name?
Black Lives Matter, baby. All right, so pulling up our map here is definitely a smart thing to do. There's basically 2 types of drops in Apex, right? There's one where you plan to go to a certain spot no matter what, right? No matter how many people are there. So you want to go capacitor, you ping capacitor, then you wait, and then you drop when you get to capacitor, right? And if you're uncomfortable with just being able to see what's around you without the map, then pulling up your map is definitely a good thing. But like, honestly, I pull up my map all the time. So it's not really something that you have to work towards to get to the point where you don't have to pull up your map in the dropship. No, I don't know what I was saying. Like, pull up your map. I pull my map. And so the second type of drop is called reaction dropping. At least that's what I call it. So for reaction dropping, as you're going along this path that the dropship is taking, you turn around and you see, okay, where have people gone? What team went where? Say you want to go market. If you were just normal dropping, you would open your map, ping market, and then about 500 meters away, you drop and you just go straight to market. Reaction dropping, say you are at this point, right? You already passed market, you turn around and you see, oh, no team is going to market. Maybe I should go to market. And so then you drop your team towards market after you've already seen that nobody's there. And so this can be used for avoiding teams, or say you want to take a fight. This is usually in ranked. So if you want to take a fight with another team and get some early kill points, then you look around, you see, oh, only one team went market. We have about a 50% chance of winning that fight. Let's drop market too and contest them and win the fight. And so you can use reaction dropping in that way. Just little drop tips. That might have been a little bit not very beginner tips, but yeah, whatever. You learned something.
Please don't stream snipe me. Please don't.
Yeah, stream sniping is bad. Don't do it.
Everyone's going through the opposite direction.
All right, so it looks like another team is landing on her.
Okay,
Look how they veered off, though.
awesome,
Watch them veer off.
I see someone over there.
They move off to the left.
Okay, that is not good.
So since the team dropped, they're in the same point of interest, same POI, the same general area, but they went to the opposite side of it. So it looks like all three of them are going to this building. So since you saw a team land pretty far away, I think you're pretty safe to be like, oh, okay, we don't have to land together. We can land. I can land at this building. They can land at this building. They can land at this building. Down here, and we can all get a decent amount of loot. If possible, you want to avoid taking loot from each other, just so you guys are better equipped to handle any fights that come your way. All right, give me this game. Let's go. Give is definitely a little bit harder to learn when you're new at the game. New to the game. And see, yeah, this happens. You guys don't have very much loot and stuff, so next time, definitely want to maybe split up. All right, so when you're getting shot at with a charge rifle, remember how I was talking about like avoiding moving in sporadic directions or whatever to avoid getting shot? So charge rifle is a hit scan weapon. That means you just point it and it will shoot there, and there's no bullet travel time or anything like that. So if the person has good tracking, then it doesn't really matter how you move, you will get hit in theory, right? But you know, people don't always have super pog tracking, so you can just kind of, you're still okay with being able to dodge in like sporadic zigzag movements, right? Remember guys, zigzag. Zigzagging is how you dodge. Zigzag.
Guys, this is not good. This is not good.
No, you're fine. You got this. I just said yes, but that was a lie. Very good job of Bubble. This is essentially Bubble's whole reason for existing. Is that Bubble's meant to protect you, so this is a good job. I've stated before in separate videos that a scout is very good on Gibraltar. Might be a little bit too advanced for beginners, but Gibraltar with a scout is very good, although the scout's being replaced by the 30-30 repeater. Rest in peace. Rip Scout used to be really OP at one point, and now you just have a really OP cousin repeaters on. Gibby with a repeater or scout, what you can basically do is that because of his arm shield, you're able to poke out and go bang and farm damage off the enemies, which is good because in Apex Legends, the shields that you pick up are Evo shields. And when you shoot somebody and damage them, when you have an Evo shield yourself, they upgrade, okay? They go from white to blue to purple to red the more damage you do. The reason why Gibby's so good at the scout is because he's able to shoot and damage people, thus leveling up his Evo shield while he hides behind his arm shield, right? So he's hiding behind his arm shield, is going bang, right? And the enemies are shooting back, right? They shoot his arm shield, they break it, then Gibby goes and hides. He goes and hides, he waits for his arm shield to come back, and you go bang, because his arm shield takes the damage for him. So Gibby's not actually taking damage. So he can just keep breaking his arm shield as he shoots, level up his Evo shield, and then repeat the process once his arm shield comes back. A lot of shields, I know, I'm sorry. And his dome shield, we'll just say dome shield, just to throw the word in there. And Gibby's dome shield also blocks your bullets from getting through it. So it blocks everybody's bullets and everybody's damage.
I like staying in the shield though. Let's stay in the shield. They detected me.
So very important in this game to stay calm and not panic when you're in a fight. Although I acknowledge that when I was new to the game, I would panic every fight too. So trust me, you are not alone. It's something that happens to most beginners. Not gonna say every, because, you know, obviously there's got to be some alpha giga chat out there that's just like, not me, bro. I never panicked. Oh, congratulations. You know, you're cool. I guess you're cooler than the rest of us. Don't worry about panicking. It's something that will go away with time and you'll get more practice with it. It's a perfectly natural reaction to have to high intense situation. Although I do acknowledge that she might be, it's possible that she might be overreacting the whole panic thing to entertain her viewers, because at the end of the day, she is an entertainer first. As she should be, because that is her job, I'm pretty sure, is to entertain the people watching. I think. Simple's GFB is stomping out here, bro.
Wow. Orangnya di mana dah? Oh, tuh dia. I see them. Terlalu jauh mereka. Well, that's good. You killed
So there are a lot of
the
audio cues that will help you in the game, and one of them are voice lines. So if we go back here, I'm pretty sure. So we just heard Pathfinder say enemy down, right? And based off this audio cue, we know that he took one down. And so now it looks like one already went down. So at this point, we can hear based off the audio cues that this fight is turned from a 3v3 to a 3v1. And so if you have a 2-person advantage like that, or even if you have a 1-person advantage and the fight was a 3v2, this tends to be when you want to be more aggressive. So if you hear somebody go down, then you should be thinking, oh, we got to get in there. We got to get in there. Now they're super weak. We have an advantage. And you get super aggressive and then you push them and then you gank them all. This is really when you want to be throwing hands with some homies, you know? Not with like your homies, but I'm just calling everybody homies. Sorry, I apologize.
Orangnya di mana dah? Oh, tuh dia. I see them.
And then he killed the last one.
Well, that's good. You killed the last member. That's definitely good. Nice job, guys. Nice job, gang. A pat in the back. A pat in the back.
Thank you so much for watching. That was really fun. I really enjoyed doing that. Like I said, I've had a lot of you ask me for beginner tips, and it's just really hard to just, you know, come up with them on the spot. It's a lot easier to give them out kind of like as I see them. I definitely want this to be a channel that includes everybody at all skill levels. If you're new to the game, welcome to Apex Legends. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're enjoying the game. I do stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at noon Central Standard Time. So if you guys want to come by and say hi, you know, that'd be very much appreciated. I love hanging out with you guys. I love talking with you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Ollie's very entertaining. Ollie's a very entertaining person, and I enjoyed watching her. Thank you. And I will see you in the next video.